Did you know that when Michel Legrand first heard Tony Walthers sing, he immediately asked him to collaborate on an impromptu recording session? Well, I'm Richard Niles, and I produced that spontaneous recording session of pure musical discovery. Recorded live in Legrand's Paris studio with no rehearsals, no overdubs, just passion, freedom, mutual respect, and musical joy. Michel Legrand, of course, is known and well-loved internationally as the French composer, conductor, and pianist known for his lush orchestrations and memorable hit songs, for which he won 5 Grammy Awards. A 3-time Oscar winner, he composed iconic film scores including The Umbrellas of Cherbourg and The Thomas Crown Affair, of course. He blended jazz, classical, and popular styles, collaborating with artists like Miles Davis, Barbra Streisand, and Sarah Vaughan. Now, Tony Walthers is like many studio vocalists, less well known. Born in Cleveland, Ohio, in his teens he performed live with Little Richard and became Liza Minnelli's vocal coach. He went on to work in LA and in London, recording and touring with many stars, including Sting, Tina Turner, George Michael, Pet Shop Boys, Toto, Kenny Loggins, Natalie Cole Robert Palmer, Kylie Minogue, Robbie Williams, and 4 years touring with Diana Ross. Now, Miss Ross did not usually attend rehearsals. Instead, she trusted Tony to sing her parts and work out any changes with the conductor, saying things like, Miss Ross prefers this at a slower tempo, and Miss Ross would prefer the strings louder in this section. After one rehearsal, conducted by Michel Legrand, Tony sung all of the lead vocals on his songs. Afterwards, Michel came up to him and said, "Hey, I really love your voice, and here's my phone number at my studio. Please come to Paris to record some duets with me." Well, many would jump at the chance, but to Tony, that was pretty overwhelming, and he didn't quite feel ready. Years passed, and Tony had moved to London, where I worked with him for many years on singles, jingles, and TV shows. Now, Tony was finally ready to make a solo album and asked me to produce, mainly because I knew his voice very well indeed, and we were really great friends. Now, he wasn't a songwriter, but he was an absolutely stunning interpreter of a lyric. He transformed every song as if he were telling his own story. He trusted me to choose the songs and do the arrangements, and it was a very happy time for both of us. After a long day in the studio, Tony told me about his experience with Michel Legrand. And I said, "Are you kidding? Michel Legrand? Call him right now." Well, quite amazingly, he called the Paris studio number, and Michel picked up, saying, "How long does a piano player have to wait for a phone call?" Tony told Michel about the album I was producing for him and asked if he would still like to do some duets. Michel said the French equivalent of hell yes and immediately invited us to come to his studio. He said, "Look, we won't plan anything, sing any songs you like. We'll just jam and have fun." Well, we rehearsed the songs in my studio for a week, exploring the many possibilities offered by these classic compositions. But when we arrived in Paris, we were not in Kansas or London anymore. Nothing could have prepared us for Legrand's masterful pianism. Endlessly inventive, his playing was brimming with sophistication, passion, and humor. For Tony, duetting with the legendary pianist and composer required exactly what Tony had in abundance: exceptional sensitivity, exceptional musical chops, and exceptional improvisational skills. Recorded live to digital with no gimmicks, no overdubs, no drop-ins, and no rehearsal, what you hear is a recording brimming with mutual respect and a shared love of musical discovery. We've all heard these songs before, but this is truly a revelation, a deeply personal, emotive, and intimate exploration of Legrand's work. At the end of the session, Michel hugged Tony warmly, saying, "We follow each other so closely, it's as if we're one person. Some singers are thrown off by my improvisation, but you're so free. You sing these songs without treating them as though they're museum pieces. Such musicality with such emotion. This is a musical dream come true for me." For him, we walked out of the studio into the rainy Paris streets, smiling and laughing, actually giggling. On the train back to London, we were just kind of dazed, saying, "Did that really happen?" But we knew it wasn't a dream when we got back to London and heard it. It happened all right. Niles Smiles Music is smiling like crazy because we are so happy to finally be able to bring you this 4-song EP, a unique musical treasure to be savored by all music lovers. We are literally thrilled to release this rare archive recording, a one-of-a-kind collaboration in a warm Paris studio on a cold, rainy day, featuring the legendary Michel Legrand and the phenomenal Tony Walthers. Listen, download, and listen again to pure musical joy, the highest expression of the art form of music from a uniquely magical meeting of musical masters. Available now from Niles Smiles Music.